Hi, this is Paula from the USO Vicenza, and thanks for joining me. And in the spirit of our craft week, I made my own USO name tag, and it looks totally legit if you're super far away and you squint. Today I'm going to be making naan bread. I see everybody making banana bread, cakes, which we've done before, but no one making naan. And it's a perfect side to Middle Eastern dishes or like kebabs we're having tonight, chicken and shrimp kebabs. So it's perfect with that, and it's super simple. So first we're gonna start with our ingredients. Olive oil, yogurt, 1 egg, sugar, yeast. Now this yeast is for pizza, and if you get it on the economy, it's going to say pizza eccellenti. You're not going to use the dolce one. I think it's a lot sweeter and it won't rise as much. Water, flour, and for our sides, I like to put garlic, parsley, oregano, salt, and butter. And although this is the bread, it doesn't actually take that long, and it doesn't need to go in the oven. We're gonna do it stovetop, and it's gonna be a super quick flatbread. So to start off, we're going to put our water, 1/2 cup, into a bowl, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of our yeast. 1, 2. And in the scientific term, we're gonna let that sit and activate. So just swish it around and let it sit for 5 minutes. Now that I've let my yeast sit for 5 minutes, there are a lot of bubbles, which means the yeast is good. If you don't have bubbles, your yeast is bad and you won't have soft, fluffy naan. You can try to go get some more yeast, start all over again. It's only been 5 minutes. Or you can use that quarantine times, use that same not great yeast, and it'll still turn out great naan, just not as fluffy. So now we're gonna start the actual naan process. First step is to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So 1, 2, 3. Next, it's 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Add our 1 egg. Add our yogurt. You're supposed to use plain yogurt for this. I don't have plain yogurt, and I didn't make an essential trip to get any. So we're gonna be using a little Elsa yogurt in strawberry flavor. Your naan will come out a little sweet if you use fruit flavored yogurt. So that right there is about 1/4 cup. Add that. Yeet. And 2.5 cups of flour. Just mix that up. It's going to form a nice dough. And just flour your hands a little bit. Okay. Now that I have it formed into a nice little ball that I can hold without sticking to my hands, I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil and grease my bowl just a little bit at the bottom. Put a little bit on the top here. Actually, you need to roll it around in there. Okay. So once you have something like this, okay, you're just gonna leave it there, cover it for about 20 minutes and let it double in size. So while your bread is rising, you can just create the topping for that, which is about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. You can add more or less depending on how much you like butter. And I put in 2 cloves of garlic. You can put more or less depending on your taste. I did not put the garlic in the microwave. That kind of bitters the flavor. So there's fresh garlic, butter, and we'll set that aside and wait for our bread to rise. I've let my dough sit, and now it is plumped up a little bit. We can do the fun part and get a little messy. So we're gonna take some flour on our hands, sprinkle on top a little bit. We're also gonna sprinkle our bottom. This is where we're gonna roll out our naan pieces. Also, you're gonna wanna flour your rolling pin so our dough doesn't stick. Okay, so it's a little oily from that oil that we put in there. You can also just do this on a regular hard surface. Okay. Now we have our beautiful little ball. We're gonna take it and just take little chunks off of it, as big as you like yours. I never get mine perfectly circle, but I like the weird oblong shape. So I roll out my piece, oil the pan just a little bit. Once we have our piece, pick it up and just place it on there like that. And you'll know when it's time to turn it when you see all these little bubbles at the top, kind of like pancakes. Pick it up, flip it over. Now we're all done, and this is what you have. A beautiful, delicious plate of soft, warm naan. This recipe will make about 6 or 7 naan, depending on how big you like them. And here's Lila for our ultimate test, the taste test. See how good they are. And they're nice and fluffy. Eat it. Good? Perfect. So we hope you like this recipe and go out there and make your mom some naan this weekend. Until next time, thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Bye.
Bye.
Today in the, okay, I forgot what I was gonna say.